Ancient Egyptian civilization. The civilization of ancient Egypt is known for its obvious achievements in many fields, including art, architecture, engineering, medicine, and statecraft. Its great buildings on the banks of the river still amaze whoever sees them. The civilization of ancient Egypt was one of the earliest in world history. Now, these questions will help us to understand the paragraph we just read. The civilization of ancient Egypt is known for space. Complete the sentence. Mention some fields in which ancient Egypt is known for. What is the impact of the buildings on the river on whoever sees them? Government. The ancient Egyptian civilization produced the first government to rule the unified kingdom of Egypt, which was covering an entire country. The pharaoh was the ruler of ancient Egypt. The pharaoh was in charge of the army and would go to war when his lands were threatened. Or false. The ancient Egyptian civilization produced the second government to rule separated kingdoms. The kingdom of Egypt was covering a small part of the country. The Greeks were the rulers of ancient Egypt. The pharaoh was not responsible for the army and would not go to war when threatened. An elaborate organization of officials, scribes, and overseers helped the pharaoh in governing the land. Pharaoh himself was surrounded in his palace by high officials, ministers, and courtiers. For much of ancient Egypt's history, the pharaoh was served by a powerful chief minister called a vizier. He represented the pharaoh in the administration of the land, treasury, and legal system. Who helped the pharaoh in governing the land? Who surrounded the pharaoh himself in his palace? Who is a vizier? What did he do? As in all societies of the ancient world, farmers made up the majority of the population. However, the land was owned by the pharaoh or by one of the temples, which were extremely wealthy, or by a noble family. Farmers were also paying a labor tax and were at times required to work on public projects such as irrigation or construction works. Craftsmen seem to have had a higher status than farmers. Most of these were working for temples or for the state. Scribes and officials were of high rank in the ancient Egyptian society. This elite group also included priests, physicians, and engineers, and from them were drawn the leading priests, ministers, and courtiers. At the very top was the loyal family, below which was the powerful class of landowners, nobles. Slavery was known in ancient Egypt, but its extent is unclear. Most slaves seem to have been used as domestic servants in wealthy families. By law, slaves were able to buy and sell like other people, or work their way to freedom. Women seem to have had a high status in Egyptian society. Like men, they could own and sell property, make contracts, marry and divorce, receive inheritance, and pursue legal disputes in court. Married couples could own property jointly.